skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain.
Hello, and welcome once again to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name is Toni. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office here in Troy, taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund this program through a grant that they receive from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So, welcome once again, and I hope that you enjoy our yoga today. And you might have noticed some little wavy friends of mine. This weekend is the 4th of July, and I hope everybody has a safe and happy 4th of July. And I thought, wouldn't it be fitting to have some yoga with an Independence Day theme? So, all you're going to need for this is a place to sit down and enough room around it to stand. You don't even need a yoga mat today. If you have some flags, you can absolutely include them as part of your hands. If you don't have some flags, that's okay. You can pretend that your hand is a little flag waving in the breeze, or you can just reach up and do your normal stance. We are going to start by imagining our 4th of July or Independence Day festivities, ending with the fireworks. And then we're going to do our meditation on the lyrics to the Star-Spangled Banner. So, if you need to move things around or kind of make your arrangements, go ahead and do that. Make sure you have enough space to move around so you're not going to be hitting people or knocking into people while you practice. Again, please do be respectful. If you do have a flag, that you're not going to be tossing it on the floor or stepping on it or, just general disrespectful type things. And if you are ready for me, I think I'm ready for you. So let's start. I'm going to keep my flags in my hands here. We're going to start by sitting in our seated mountain pose. Now, to do this, go ahead and bring your bottom to the edge of your seats. You're going to make sure that your feet are flat on the ground in front of you. Your knees are bent at about a 90-degree angle. Now, if you're small and you're kind of dangling off your chairs, just make sure that you can reach the floor and keep your feet flat on the floor. Now, if you're tall and your knees are up by your ankles, maybe just kind of back it in and sit your bottom back into your seat. All right? So our feet are straight up ahead. Our knees are straight up ahead. We're not, slouching or, stretching out here. Our hips are right behind our knees and our feet. Our shoulders are right up over our hips. Our head is upright, ears over the shoulders, arms down at your side. Okay? So this is our seated mountain pose. And this is going to be the base pose that we return to while we're going through our routine today. So, from here, I want you to practice taking a nice deep breath in, bringing your arms up overhead. Nice full inhale, and then a nice full exhale, bringing your hands back down to your side. Let's do this a couple more times, okay? So, breathe in, bring your arms up overhead, and then breathe out and bring your hands down to your side. One more time. Bring your arms up overhead as you're breathing in, and then exhale and bring your hands down to the side. How you feeling? Are you moving? If you have a little wiggle in you, go ahead and shake your shoulders out. Make sure you get all the wiggles out. Then we're going to breathe in, bring both of our hands up overhead, and as we breathe out, we're going to reach over to our left. Now, if you're watching me on your TV, I am on the opposite side. All right? You should be going that way. One more breath, and then bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your right. That's that way for you. Nice stretch. Try to keep your bottom fully engaged with the chair. One more breath, and bring your hands back up. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the floor. Try not to let your flags dangle on the ground. One more breath. Then reach up all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your side. Now, if you're sitting in a chair, that means you have a back that you can grab onto. If you're sitting on a couch or a recliner or something, there might be some armrests in the way. So whichever piece of furniture you're sitting on, see what it is next to you that you can grab hold of, because we're going to do a little twist here. Okay? So we're going to breathe in, lengthen and straighten our spine. Exhale, hold on to whatever is next to you for this twist. Again, we're not going to wrench our spine, but we are going to hold into this twist. One more breath, and then breathe in, lengthen and straighten your spine. Exhale, twist towards the front. How are you feeling? You doing pretty good? Good. Let's try that for the other side, okay? So we're going to breathe in, lengthen and straighten your spine. Exhale as you turn and twist and hold that twist. Get a nice twisty feel all the way from the top to the bottom of your spine. And then inhale, lengthen and straighten your spine again, and exhale and turn towards the front. Now, the reason we lengthen and straighten our spine before we twist is because we don't want to grind our vertebrae on our nerves and cause some damage. So we always want to lengthen and straighten before we try to do anything that might shorten or make smaller that space between our backbones. Okay? So now that we've kind of got things moving, let's go ahead and bring our shoulders up to our ears. Can you do that? Excellent. And then bring your shoulders down as far as you can. All right, so up and down. Up and down. Excellent. Let's bring your shoulders forward and back. Which way is it easier to breathe in? Forward or back? One more time. So breathe out going forward because your rib cage is collapsing in on itself, and breathe in as you bring your shoulders back. And then rest. Go ahead and wiggle your shoulders just a little bit more. This is just getting all the wiggles out and making sure everything's nice and warmed up. Okay, so on the 4th of July, Independence Day, this year it's on a Sunday. So aside from waking up, which what we just did would definitely help you wake up, you probably have some activities that you're going to do before the fireworks show in the evening. So maybe you might get up and move around. Can you imagine that you're walking around? Let's see if you can get your feet moving one at a time. And then you're going to try to pair up the opposite arm to the opposite knee. Now you don't need to go very fast. Just left knee up, right hand over. Right knee up, left hand over. Let's do that for a couple breaths. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and done. So you've walked around, you've done your chores. You might even clean up the house. Ooh, because most people for any holiday might have some guests coming over. So what yoga pose might look like you're cleaning the house? Let's see. If we bring our arms out to the side and reach over, does that look like we're cleaning the house? What if we reach over the opposite direction? Go ahead back to center. What would look like we're cleaning the house? How about this? Stand up and face your seat. I'm going to move mine so you can see what I'm doing here. So we're going to reach up as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to reach over to the top of the seat. And now, moving your hands in and out, imagine you're dusting. Dusting, dusting, dusting. Nice level back. Dust, dust, dust. Now, if you want to, you can inhale and exhale and bring your hands down to the bottom of the back of the chair and get that nice stretch all through your back. Now, if you're like me, while you're doing your chores, you like to listen to music. So maybe you got a little dance in you. Go ahead and rock your knees back and forth. Let your hips sway back and forth as you're stretching. And see what this does to the stretch. And then straighten your legs and pull your hips back, holding onto the back of the seat. Wonderful. Go ahead and bend your knees. Arch your back and slowly work your way back up to standing. Bringing your arms up overhead as you inhale. And then exhale and bring your hands back down to your side. So we've dusted. We've moved furniture. Now, once your guests arrive, I'm guessing that there's going to be someone cooking. Who normally does the cooking at your house? I bet I know who does the grilling. So, with you still looking at your chair, I want you to bring one of your feet up to the seat. Can you do that? Keep your hips looking towards the chair. And then reach up and over. And reach down to the back of the chair. Can you do that? Now, let's put our flags down if we have them. With your opposite hand, put it down on the seat and reach up with your opposite hand. This is a nice rotation added to a triangle pose. That's modified for this heat. One more breath, and then slowly bring that top hand down. And now lean forward. Imagine this is you digging through the chill chest or the freezer to find what you're going to be cooking. Go ahead and back up. Bring that foot down and reach towards the back of the chair. Really reach into that chill chest, that freezer. Look for that good food. And then bend your knees and come back up to standing with your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Now let's do the other leg. I know from watching my dad grill and watching my husband grill that they like to put their feet up on a bucket, a block, maybe some bricks. So this is where this comes from. This is what inspired this. So breathe in, bring your arms up overhead, lean over, extend your hands to the back of that chair or that couch. A nice stretch here. Go ahead and place your opposite hand on the seat part and reach your left hand up towards the sky. A nice rotated triangle pose, modified to incorporate the chair. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hand down to the chair. Go ahead and lean forward. Get a nice lunge stretch here. And then back up. Put your foot down. Straighten your legs and your back as you reach back. Pull your hips like your hips are being pulled the opposite direction of your hands. Get that nice, good stretch in your back. And then bend your knees. Slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale. Bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands back down. So that was digging around for the food. What does someone look like when they're grilling? Kind of like this. So let us, in front of our seats here, stand with our feet a little wider. Okay, so if you look down, your feet should be outside of your hips, not within them. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms forward, palms down. Imagine you're holding cooking implements and you're flipping the burgers and stirring the vegetables and mixing things up. Can you do this and kind of rock back and forth on your feet? Because I know I like to cook in music. Don't you? Rocking back and forth, stirring. Excellent. Now bring your arms out. Straighten your legs. Nice star pose. And then back to cooking and stirring and mixing and flipping and cooking and stirring and flipping and mixing and stretch. Everyone needs a stretch break when they're cooking. Let's see if you can turn your feet to your left. That might be that way for you. The back foot's probably only about halfway turned, and that's fine. Front foot's all the way 90 degrees, and just reach over like you dropped a hot dog. And once you can't reach over anymore, see if you can drop that hand down to your ankle and bring the other hand, your back hand, up towards the sky. This is that triangle pose without the twist and without the chair. Go ahead and cartwheel back up, back into star. Turn your feet forward, and you're cooking and flipping and stirring and flipping. Awesome. Now, turn your feet over to the right. That's that way. Bring your arms out level. Hips are still facing the grill in front of you, okay? And reach over to the right like you dropped a hot dog bun. And when you can't reach any further, drop that hand towards your ankle, and your back hand kind of raises up towards the sky. Again, this is that wonderful triangle pose. Kind of like you dropped something. And then cartwheel back up. Turn your feet forward into a star pose. And then back to cooking and stirring and flipping and working here. Cooking and stirring and flipping and maybe tasting. Everyone likes to taste things, right? So, now let us bring our hands up overhead and let's drop our hands down to the ground as we prepare to get everything off of the ground. Like maybe we need some more charcoal, or maybe we need to turn the knob on the gas to the grill. Bend your knees, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down. So now that you've cooked and stirred, you're going to be eating. Bring yourself back to your seat. And now, whenever we have guests, sometimes things get a little tangled. So let's try an eagle pose. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cross one leg over the other. Same arm over the other. And look forward. This is a nice eagle pose. A seated eagle pose. One more breath, and then slowly unwind. Now let's try it with the other side. So, one leg over the other, one arm over the other, and we have a nice little eagle pose. I might be a little twisted here, hold on. There we go. That seems right. One more breath, and unwind. Go ahead and give your shoulders a little wiggle here. Okay? Wonderful. So now that you've eaten, and you've untangled yourself from everyone around you, now it's normally the time to go and see the fireworks for Independence Day. So we've had our grill, we've had our food, now let's have our visual and auditory delight. So, most people don't have these things at home, so they have to get into the car and drive. So, we're going to do a modified boat pose for this, okay? For that, we're going to bring our arms level to the ground and just bring our feet up off the ground, okay? And we're driving and steering and going and driving and steering and going. Now, if you want, you can try your legs up a little higher. That just doesn't work in this chair here. So, just lift your feet and driving and going. And, ooh, we're here. Park the car. Now we get out of the car to look and listen for that first firework. And what does that normally sound like? Bang! Star pose. Can you do a star pose with me? Excellent. Now if you bend your knees and bend your elbows, here's the fireworks waiting. And then they go up and they bang! Roar, boom! That firework, they're always such wonderful things. Let's go ahead down back to our fireworks waiting. And up quick and bang! Fireworks. And you can do this on 4th of July too. While you're sitting there watching the fireworks, you can do your firework pose. And it'll be amazing. Now What happens at the end of the fireworks? There's lots of them. There's everywhere. There's loudness and brightness and smoke and smells and cheering and roaring, and it's great. So let's see if we can find a yoga pose that emulates that, or that can be inspired by that. Maybe we can bring our arms way up high, spread our feet just a little bit wider, and then cross our arms together, hands by each other's, or hands by the elbows, and then hang down and let it hang. We've already done the big bang boom, and then there's silence just hanging heavy in the air. Bend your knees, slowly come back up, and wave. So if you're ready, let's see if we can calm down with a little mindfulness, a little meditation, and maybe the Star Spangled Banner, or at least the words to it. Because you know, the words to any song really is a poem. So go ahead and have a seat. If you have your flags, you can gaze upon your flag and enjoy the majesty of the Star Spangled Banner. If you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes. Otherwise, go ahead and gaze on your flag. If you don't have a flag, that's fine. Imagine you have a flag. Visualize the colors, the textures, the straight stripes of the flag. The stars, there's 50 of them, one for each state, and 13 stripes for the 13 original colonies. Now, once you have your focus, let's go ahead. And if you know the words to the Star Spangled Banner, you can say them with me. Oh, say, can you see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Take a moment and just feel what you feel right now. Notice it. Do you feel warm and fuzzy? Do you feel tired? Energized? What do you feel right now? How does your body feel? I know I'm looking forward to seeing those bombs bursting in air that shed light on the flag below to let people know the flag was still there and the fort was not taken. I hope that you've enjoyed this yoga routine today. And I hope that you have a safe and happy 4th of July or Independence Day celebration. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, my name is Toni, and I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office here in Troy, Alabama. They fund this program through the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. Thank you for joining me. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, now and always. The light in me recognizes and is grateful for the light in you. Namaste.
America, America, God shed His grace on thee.